On the spot news media, we got the latest news. We don't care about the views, we just representing right. Put local news internationally every night. On the spot, wave that Jamaican flag from left to right. Let's get it right, y'all know the type. We ain't dealing with the hype, we make it take flight.
Yeah man, my viewers and subscribers, what gwan. A blessed and wonderful Friday morning to each and every person out there tuning into On The Spot News Media. Now me peeps, I don't know how we do it over on this side each and every morning. We have to give thanks and praise to the Most High Creator for the preservation of life, because life is indeed the greatest. So in the morning, my peeps, I have a few stories to share with you, the regular members of Chan Public and also members of the diaspora. So please like the video, share the video, watch the entire vlog so you can get a full understanding and a better appreciation of everything we are going in Jamaica. So watch this now, my peeps, in the morning, yeah, to the name Friday, the day when Mr. Smile smile pan some of the ones and ones them pocket. So whilst you're out there, my peeps, traversing these streets from Moran Point to the Grill Point, safe travel, pan the gravel, and continuously look out on the corner yai Kazwa, the old dirty corner boy them, always out there, alerts, yeah man. So in the morning, my peeps, we're gonna kick it off with some statistics coming from the Jamaica Constabulary Force, where 15 police divisions have recorded a decline in homicides since the start of the year up to April 12th. And that's according to the latest crime data from the Jamaica Constabulary Force. So the JCF statistics shows that fatalities are down by almost 37%. This is up to April 12, when 201 fatalities have been recorded across the island. And this is compared to 317 fatalities committed during the corresponding period last year. So this is 116 fewer lives that have been spared over the period. And of the 18 police divisions across the country, the JCF says 15 have seen a drop in their fatality rate. So these include the parish of Westmoreland, which is always on a high, Hanover, St. James, Trelawney, St. Anne, St. Elizabeth, Manchester, and the parish of Clarendon. The others are Kingston East, Kingston Central, Kingston Western, St. Andrew Central, St. Catherine North, and St. Andrew North, and also St. Catherine South. The divisions that have recorded an increase in fatalities since the start of the year, sadly, are St. Mary, Portland, and the St. Andrew South Police Division. For St. Mary, 8 fatalities have been recorded since January, representing a 33% increase when compared to 6 last year. The once peaceful Portland Parish have seen a dramatic rise in fatalities, with 7 reported up to April 12. It is 250% increase when compared to the record of 2 for the same period last year. And in the St. Andrew South Police Division, 20 homicides have been recorded up to April 12, and it represents a 16% rise when compared to 25 in the corresponding period last year. So JFJ, I want to note the stats. Over 100 people less lose them 3 points since the start of the year. Why? The police are clean house. Yeah, man. So we're gonna kick it off in the morning, my peeps. The old dirty corner boy them out. May I tell you, say them a knock it and a clap it and a take people 3 points left, right, and center. It's like them a show the police them say, as resilient as you are in taking us out, they too are hell-bent in the continuation of wreaking havoc in our dearly beloved island home, Jamaica. Now a 15-year-old schoolboy end up losing 3 pints in Lawrence Tavern, St. Andrew on Wednesday night. The little youth has since been identified as Jermy Morris, said to be a student of the Glengough High School. The commanding officer for the St. Andrew North Police Division, that's Acting Superintendent Randy Sweeney, stated that sometime around 8 p.m., residents reported hearing loud explosions and contacted the police. Upon the arrival of the police, they found the badly wounded boy. He was rushed to the hospital where sadly he was pronounced, you know what. The police are working to establish a motive for his fatal knockings and clappings. And I would not be surprised if the little 15-year-old youth get himself mixed up in a bangarang. And why me say that? Because one way a 16 get ClapWeh because him go ClapWeh, man. Yeah, man. We gotta talk about that shortly. So Superintendent Randy Sweeney is urging anyone with pertinent information to contact the Constant Spring Police at 876-924-1421 or Crime Stop at 311. Yeah, man. Now, the next thing that we are going to talk about, my peeps, took place over there in the St. Andrew Central Police Division, where a second high-ranking member of the notorious Sevens gang was taken out by the police during an alleged confrontation. Yeah, man. So the fatal knockings and clappings occurred early Thursday morning. The deceased has since been identified as this criminal element presently on your screen, identified as 24-year-old Kirk Holton, said to be known as Suga in the criminal underworld. So Suga's fatal knockings and clappings comes just on the heels of the fatal knockings and clappings of his partner in crime. We are talking about this criminal element presently on your screen, identified as Shakol Punal. And him get ClapWeh by the police Wednesday. So one get touched Wednesday morning, one get touched Thursday morning. So the criminal element Shakol Punal, otherwise known as Trackstar, was reportedly a top-tier member in the notorious Seven gang that manages the day-to-day activities of the gang, to include coordinating contract fatal knockings and clappings. So he was taken out, as I stated earlier, Wednesday morning, sometime around 5 a.m. along Content Avenue in Kingston 10. Now, the latest incident involving his criminal counterpart, Kirk Holton, aka Suga. The police stated that the Era 4 and 5 fugitive apprehension teams were on a joint intelligence-led operation in the Red Hills area in St. Andrew when the criminal element get caught up. The incident took place around 5 a.m. in the morning. The police stated that an illegal firearm along with 5 rounds of ammunition was taken from him. The police also stated that Suga was implicated in several fatal knockings and clappings along with several other firearm-related incidents carried out by him in the St. Andrew Central and the St. Andrew South Police Divisions. Law enforcement says that he was also featured in that said quadruple knockings and clappings along Waltham Park Road in November of last year. So according to the police, he fled the area after the incident to sought refuge in the Red Hills community. Suga was believed to be involved in gang activities also, and also conducted and carried out contract fatal knockings and clappings. So right there and then, another decent spot of work again by the squaddy them. Yeah, man, in the come. Get some more work for do. So the next thing that we're going to talk about, my peeps, is coming out of the troubled war tour in a crime-riddled St. Andrew South Police Division, where on Wednesday afternoon, sometime around 4:30 p.m., This criminal element present on your screen identified as 16-year-old Quayne Richards, but them call him Babyface or Netty in our streets, said to be from a Quarry Path address in Kingston 11. He was taken out in a hail of bullets, can up really bad. The man them deal with the situation a certain type of way. Another man also get can up and seriously injured during his fatal knockings and clappings. Now one would ask why this little 16-year-old youth here would have end up lose Fame 3 Pines in such a manner. Well, me I gotta tell you, this old dirty corner boy with one of him friend go circle this very location presently on your screen and slap with a fridge repairman, leaving that man lifeless. So his fatal knockings and clappings is of a direct result of him going to take the life of the man that repairs refrigerator. Yeah, man. I'm telling you, my peeps, age is most definitely no big deal when it come on to crime and criminal activities. And the younger youth them I carry out the fatalities, I try to make a name for themselves in the badness world. But luckily for us, his life, his tenure in the badness realm of things was cut short. Yeah, man. And still in the troubled, war-torn, crime-riddled St. Andrews South Police Division. Yesterday, this 14-year-old girl was among 3 we get can up seriously so in a brazen midday attack right at the intersection of Hill Avenue, which runs off Olympic Way. So reports reaching on the Spot News Media would suggest that sometime around 12:30 p.m., the young girl was among a group of individuals gathered at a stall in the area when 2 armed criminal elements approached on foot and opened gunfire, hitting the teen in her head. 2 other men were also conned up and seriously injured in that particular incident. All 3 victims were rushed to the hospital. However, their conditions are not yet known. Some are stating that the girl, even though she get conned up in her head, is still alive but hanging on to life by a thread. She is affectionately known as TT in our streets. Now, no one knows for sure who was the intended target, but on the Spot News Media will most definitely be making checks and update you subsequently. Boy, may I tell you, my peeps, the knockings and clappings continues. Now, the next thing that we're going to talk about, my peeps, is that the police them slap with another criminal element. Well, at least that's what they say on Wednesday night. So the man with them name him food and broke the plate is still unidentified, but one thing's for sure, he's no longer among the land of the living. The police stated that his life was taken during a police knockings and clappings with him, an exchange of gunfire as they stated in Brook Valley in Kingston 20 on Wednesday night. So reports reaching on the Spot News Media is that a team of police personnel from the St. Andrews South Operational and Support Team went to an area in search of criminal elements. It is said that the police team advanced along the banks of the gully in the area while others approached along Brook Avenue. They stated that on the gully banks, they were pounced upon by 2 armed criminal elements armed with weapons. The men reportedly opened gunfire at the police party. The police stated that the team took evasive action and returned the gunfire, and one of the men fell to the ground along with a firearm whilst the other man made good his escape in the hills. when the knockings and clappings subsided, and the battle was of course won by the police, a Taurus pistol with a magazine containing 5 live rounds was retrieved from the criminal element. He was reportedly assisted to the Kingston Public Hospital, not in a bid to save his life, but to have him officially pronounced, you know what? The police, them almost reach 100 old dirty kind of boy since the start of the year. Give and take 1 and 2 where look kinda sketchy pan for them part. But for the most part, the police, them bingo the right way. Yeah, man. Now the next thing that we're gonna talk about, my peeps, is coming out of the parish of Clarendon, where the new Bowens era was rocked with yet again another fatal knockings and clappings. So New Bowens is in Hayes, Clarendon. Now the man who was on the receiving end of them fatal candy has since been identified as Richard Mitchell, but them call him Brown Man Nice Streets, said to be 35 years old. And him come from right round a Pansiana Drive, right there so, in a New Bowens, Clarendon. He was taken out in a hail of bullets by armed criminal elements whilst sitting in a motor car on the roadway. Now that man's life was taken, adding to the tally of fatalities carried out by our nation's thugs. Now still in the Clarendon Police Division, the Clarendon Police seized this firearm during an operation in an area known as Palmer's Cross on Wednesday. The Maypen Police stated that sometime between 11 and 1:15 p.m., police conducted a raid at a residence in the area. So during a search of the premises, a Freedom Street Liberty semi-automatic pistol with a magazine affixed containing 10 live 9mm rounds of ammunition was found. No arrest was made in relation to that particular seizure. So right there and then, my peeps, another decent spot of work again by the squaddy them. Yeah, man. Now over there in the St. Elizabeth Police Division, the parish that we once called St. Bess has been narrowed down to St. Worse. Even though they have recorded less fatalities since the start of the year, which we definitely say kudos to that. But St. Elizabeth, trust me, is definitely going down the wrong path if the residents themselves don't wake up and smell the roses. So the St. Elizabeth Police Division has recorded its 4th fatal knockings and clappings since January. So the latest victim is presently on your screen, and she has since been identified as Latisha Green, otherwise known as Lati, said to be a resident and a bar operator of 3rd Street in Litty's district. But guess what? And she one get caught up, and next man was in her immediate company we get caught up, and seriously so. So where on the Spot News Media get to understand is that Lati and the man we get caught up arrived at a place known as Rasta Container Bar in a silver Toyota Vaxi motor vehicle. It is said that them come out of the vehicle, go in at the bar, order some drinks, and go back outside, go sit down on a wall, a one reasoning whilst having the drinks. It is said that right there and then, a criminal element approached them with a handgun in his hand and slap a one can right in the direction of Lati, hitting Lati in the chest area. She drop off of the seat where she sit down pan, drop straight pan her face, spread out like a sheet down there. The man where she sit down beside run off. So the criminal element run him down, for gun him down. Him end up pick up a can in him face and one in him left side of him chest. So the gunman run off now, take away himself, swear him spread out the two of them. So police come in pan the scene now, pick up the two of them, bring them go to hospital, and Lati never make it, none at all. In fact, she lose her 3 points, same place, on the spot. So we don't know for sure if that man where she sit down with them come for her or she or them come for two of them. Because as she first get caught up, or who knows, probably she was the intended target. So my peeps, a whole heap of things are going where this one is concerned. The man is still in the hospital, hanging on to life by a thread. Yeah, man. So me I tell you, my peeps, the thing rough. And one thing me know for sure, that this is definitely far, far from over. So on the Spot News Media will most definitely be keeping close tabs on this one to see if we can figure out if Lati or the male that was in her immediate company was the intended target. Yeah, man. Now over there in the troubled, war-torn, crime-riddled St. James Police Division, a knockings and clappings go on in a section known as Spring Mount. A place in a Spring Mount known as Cool Water. Well, Cool Water was most definitely not so cool on that bloody and horrific afternoon. So a man known as Seymour Williams, 24-year-old, him come from round a clinic road so get caught up. Yeah, man. The man them deal with the situation grimy. Now I know him alone get caught up, Another brother known as Chad, but them call him Mad Dog in the streets. Him get caught up too. So we don't know for sure what really go on and who was the intended target. But on the Spot News Media will most definitely be keeping tabs on this one and update you subsequently. Yeah, man. So you know where my peeps, remember if you like, share, subscribe to the channel. Stay tuned to On the Spot News Media as I continue to bring you fresh news and updates in subsequent newscast. On the Spot News Media. Yeah, man.